Welcome back to Midday Kentucky, everyone. Well, thanks for sticking with us. Of course, it's that time of the week that we're discussing Black History Month. Yeah. And, of course, we've got Alexis back on the table who, you know...
Yeah, we love having our intern Alexis here. And Alexis,
exactly.
You had some great ideas for honoring Black History Month, specifically people here in Kentucky. And you wanted to highlight one of the leaders in our newspaper industry right here in Lexington. And this was your idea.
Mr. Rufus Friday, he's the president and publisher of the Lexington Herald-Leader. And I didn't think people were aware. I met him back when I first got in Lexington in about 2013. Okay. You know, in journalism, we go to news stations, we go to newspapers. And I was like, I don't think people know that you are the mastermind behind what they read.
Interesting. Well, we sent you out camera in hand and got us to put a package together, so let's take a look.
A frequent reader of the Lexington Herald-Leader, not only are the stories in the newspaper interesting, but the backstory of who runs the newspaper is inspiring. Lexington is home to many prominent newspapers, including the Kentucky Colonel and the most widely circulated newspaper in Kentucky, the Lexington Herald-Leader. But there is one essential fact about the Herald-Leader that many may not be aware of. The president and publisher is African American, so I decided to ask.
No, I didn't know that at all.
No, I didn't.
I did not.
I did not know that either.
A 32-year newspaper veteran, Rufus Friday is the 7th president and publisher of the Lexington Herald-Leader, joining the company in 2011. But in the beginning, it was football that was on this North Carolina native's mind.
I still had the joy of wanting to play some sport at a higher level still in my heart. So I walked on at NC State as about a 172-pound wide receiver.
Even if his love for playing ball did not work out, the newspaper industry was not Mr. Friday's plan B.
Plan B was to get into, take a position in some form of a business role. And at the time I was looking for something in sales and marketing and applied for a lot of sales positions in the Raleigh market. And the News and Observer happened to be one that was looking for a position.
From the News and Observer, having an 11-year span with the Gannett Company, relocating to the McClatchy Company, and eventually landing right here at the Lexington Herald-Leader, Mr. Friday says he credits an aspiring mentor that looked like him.
Happened to be my mentor in the business, who got me sparked into wanting to be a publisher one day by seeing him getting the Publisher of the Year award for the Gannett, for all of Gannett, happened to be a person of color.
And after taking over the multi-Pulitzer Prize-winning newspaper 6 years ago, while being the first African American to do so, this is only one of Mr. Friday's first. Though Mr. Friday is humble, I'll go ahead and name a few. He was the first Black district sales manager, the first Black in the circulation department, the first Black circulation director in Rockford, Illinois and Montgomery, Alabama, the first Black publisher at the Tri-City Herald, and of course the first Black president and publisher of the Lexington Herald-Leader. In my sit-down with Mr. Friday, there was one question that had him stumbled, and that was what he wanted his legacy to be.
I have really not given that any thought. Oh gosh, that's a good one, Alexis. To make my parents proud of the sacrifices that they made for me, and to do the best that I possibly can to not only, well, I'm in this business here, to lead the industry and to be around a team of folks that really care about what they do.
As a prominent African American in a tough newspaper industry, Mr. Friday's legacy will certainly live on.
Fantastic,
yeah, great job, Alexis, and you shoot and edit all of that. That's amazing.
I will let you know that one admirable quality about Mr. Friday is that he's such a team player. Whenever I would ask specifically about him, he was like, it's my team. We're a team. It was never I, it was always we. And I think that speaks volumes about his character. Yeah.
And I think it's exciting. Come on.
Yeah, Alexis, you have another story coming up for us next week. What are you going to be highlighting for us?
I'm excited to feature Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which is the first Black Greek-letter sorority founded in 1908. So,
all right,
you guys will learn about us.
I'm looking forward to it, my friend. Are you part of that sorority?
I am.
Oh,
proud
okay.
member.
Well,
2 years in the game.
Looking forward to it, my friend. Well.